Helps to unmute first, I think. Uh, there we go. Maybe we can turn this down just a wee bit. All right, everybody. I don't know if anybody's watching this, but if you are, thanks for joining in. I only got sidetracked for a total of 3 hours on something completely unrelated, but here we are nonetheless. I've been vibe coding here for a while, trying to get a music thing to work. The folks I use for the background music make it not the easiest to download the songs in bulk. So I was like, oh, I'll just make myself a quick little app to download all the files. And that turned into a whole thing. And here we are. Claude's over here doing its thing, trying to download these MP3 files. So I just manually went ahead and manually downloaded a few. Hopefully you can hear this wondrous background music that I've got playing. Oh, well. Device. See what the sound sounds like. Oop. So there is me doing something or you seeing it out on me. Very hard for me to tell changes I make here, how they affect me. Hey, it's the crumb. Uh, so hopefully you can hear me. Uh, I am currently struggling to try to figure out the combination of sounds here. Um, oh. Let's see. I paused. So my plan today is to actually work on or finish a MCP server for automating a small side task when developing code. Um, what I thought was going to be a 30-minute task yesterday ended up taking about 4.5 hours. And so today, we're going to try to finish that. Oh, thank you, sir. It's supposed to be like some vibe music in the background, but I'm not sure what happened to it. I can't hear it. Oh, there it goes. Let's see. That's still way too loud. Gosh, I've got the sound almost so low. What's wild is like I can barely hear it on my end. Hmm. The problem is there's at least a minute delay, like minimum a minute delay from when I do something here and then you see it out there. Um, so the way I'm mixing it in is I've got VLC playing into a sync, and then I've got OBS monitoring that sync, uh, mostly just so that I can both hear it and, in theory, play the audio back. Uh, like I could play a video or something, or I can listen to the live stream, and then it not feed back into the live stream, if that makes sense at all. But I may just skip that entirely. So anyways, so what are you doing? That was the original question, right? Where is my other Firefox? We have another Firefox. Okay. Let's see here. Chill hop. So this is chill hop. This is what I was trying to get the music from. So they have this creators catalog with music that you can download and use for streaming, like we are here, right? But just to show you how big of a pain it is, so like let's say I want to download this file, right? So you click download, wait, then you have to click download MP3, and then you wait, and then you wait some more, and then it downloads, and then you have to close the modal, and then you have to click on the next one, and then the next one, and so like each one of these songs is only 2 or 3 minutes long. Some of them are even less than that. So to make enough of a song to actually like make it worth your while, you need a heap. You don't want to play the same song over and over and over and over and over in the background. That would be weird and lame. Let's see where we are with it though. It says it's downloaded something. Nothing. Let's ask. Let's still Quad. Hey, what so um about Spotify. In theory, yes. However, apparently, like from a technical perspective, yes, you could do Spotify. But uh apparently it's against Spotify's terms of service to use it as audio for a streaming session. And I was having problems last night when I was using it, and apparently that's why. So like literally, if you go back and listen to my videos that I had saved last night, I guess YouTube or whatever used some sort of AI scrub and actually removed the background sound. So like I listened to, like I just did live and could hear the music. But now you listen to it, and there's no music on the entire video, and apparently it's something to do with using Spotify. I don't know if they've like embedded something weird or what have you, but anywho, so I'm just trying to, I don't know, figure this out. I haven't streamed in a very very long time, so giving it a shot. So what is an MPC? So it's an MCP, an MCP. Um, So let's see. Let's go back to here. So an MCP server is, I have to do a couple steps back here. So what we're doing here is we're using AI to what's known as vibe code. So an MCP server is a model context processor, I think is what it stands for. But anywho, um, so like I have various MCPs here. I've got DigitalOcean, Eleven Labs, Kates, Playwright, and Redis. And so that gives the agent, the AI agent, access to commands, to data that it wouldn't otherwise have access to. So like it it can run commands like bash commands or shell commands, but that's in a very unstructured way. This allows you to uh, sort of have more of a structure to the commands and whatnot, right? So I can come over here to Kate's and view tools, and I can see all the things that it can do. And what's nice is that when I'm writing various scripts or what have you for the AI agents, I can use this to say you can do this or you can't do that, right? So, you know, read only, cool, you can do that. Destructive, don't do that. So it just it makes the commands a little more um, AI friendly. So, uh, when I am using multiple AI agents, the problem I run into is that I need some way to give those AI agents a name, right? Like, the best way to do these things is to treat them as literally employees. So you might have Joey, Cheryl, and Lucille, whatever, right? And so you have these multiple agents running in parallel, and you give them each a unique name, so that when they write a report about the work they did or the research they did, you can save the individual file names with their name, and then it's easier to keep in your head like who's doing what and whatnot, just because we're human, and the reason why we use domain names, not IP addresses, right? So I had gone through a couple of different iterations on how to accomplish that, and I tried writing, appending each name, having it append each name to a text file, right? So pick a random name, it would write it to a text file, make it unique. Yes, and differentiating the logs. You're right. So then, but the problem was with writing the files to like a log file effectively. They would clash. So if I had two at the same time, one would write to the file, and the other would see that the file had changed, and then kind of start over. And when you're running these things, each one of these little steps where it's got to read a file and process a file and do some logic, that costs money, right? Like tokens are money, And so it might only use a few tokens, but that's money. So the less tokens it has to do to accomplish something, the more efficient it is. And rather than having the AI do this little like repetitive concept, my idea here was to write some Python that would generate the random name, save it to a data store somewhere, and uh, give give the AI agent its name, and then the entirety of the process for the agent is give me name, here's my name, move on with life. Done. There's it's and it's agnostic as to the data store, right? You can put it in a SQLite database, you can put it in a real big boy database, a Redis database, a text file, like whatever makes sense. S3 user, SQS or not SQS, DynamoDB or what have you. Let's see. Where? Let me ask you. Where are you downloading files to? Don't see them. So how are you, man? I see your dad occasionally. Whenever they're struggling with the audio, I want to get up and go and help, but I have to remember to stay in my lane. uh, okay, well, you could have just let it go. Yeah, we just. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh. I'm not sure what you mean about the prepend it within its initial functions. Oh, yes. Mhm. Yes. It is. It is an interesting age. I really got to get onto what I actually came here to work on. We may have to revisit this at a later date. Gary, Gary, you know, uh, we're just I have to like to be fully transparent. I feel like I have been drinking from a fire hose for the last several weeks, trying to uh, understand this AI stuff because I feel like I was heading down a path where I would be like a blacksmith in 1990. Just they exist, but not many of them. They're very specialized. Uh, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. So while this goes, actually, just to give you all an example of like AI vibe coding, on Friday, wait, why did I do that? I've got a whole function to do this. There we go. So if you go to blaster.carryhatcher.com, you will see the Undersea Blaster game that was authored by. Oh wow, that is loud. That is very very loud. I need to make that a configurable option. Um, wow, that is painfully slow on this 6K monitor or whatever it is. Let's see here. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, I really want the laser. The laser. Give me the laser. So, there we go. Now we're off to the races. So, this game, it's so loud. I know y'all can't hear it, but it is like volume 1,000 in my ear. Anywho, this game, on Friday afternoon, me and the boys sat down and wrote this game using AI in a couple hours. You can play it on your browser, you can play it on your phone, you can even download it and install it to a Linux desktop and play it. And that was all just done. Let's see. Has working AI into your workforce been a challenge or more seamless in your experience? So, both. um, if you treat AI as a fancy autocomplete, it's pretty straightforward to just meld into the process. It's really not anything fancy. Um, where it gets really interesting is when you start doing this uh, multi-agent stuff, where you have 5 agents running concurrently doing different types of research for you, and then folding that down and automating tasks. That's where it gets a little more complex. The learning curve is a little steeper, and it can be frustrating, and it can be very expensive to get it wrong too, right? So, um, luckily, uh, I have my own subscription here that I'm using with this work, but at the day job, they've gone all in on the AI and provide pro subscriptions to stuff. Are they running locally? No, this is a Claude Code running on Anthropic, and also the other primary tool I use is Copilot, and on Visual Studio Code, and Cursor, which both Cursor and Copilot can use Sonnet from Anthropic, or it can use GPT from OpenAI and others. But they're all running out on the cloud somewhere. Oh, we gotta get rid of that. Let me show you what I wanted to show you. So if I come over here to the Undersea Blaster, earlier I found an issue. The top HUD is hidden when installed as a web app on the mobile, and so you see I got a little screenshot here to show it. And I had Copilot. I assigned it to Copilot. Copilot did a review. It then let's see. Is this really gonna work? I asked it to try to give me someplace I could go test. Okay. I'll bring this down later. Yeah, I'm gonna update the branch. So the point here, though, is that I can have AI agents running in the cloud with like GitHub Actions, and have things like this. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. Snake. Look for security changes, like scan for security issues, right? So the AI is gonna AI. It's like a really well educated, fresh out of school student that doesn't have that sort of in the trenches experience of when not to do something, and so it'll do stuff, and you're like, this is a bad idea. And it's important to have that automated review process, that because it'll give you a pull request with 10,000 line changes that you'll, as a human, never read it. Some llama models. Oh, 16. Ah, yes. Oh no, maybe. I yeah. Okay. Uh, is this done? Hey, look at that. I got 10 songs. Let's add this to the queue. Projects. Stream. Pop. Downloads. A. C. Music. Stream. Paste. All right. Got 10 more songs to add to the queue. Okay. So let's shift gears here. Shift gears here. Exit. 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 Let's just start scratch. Okay, so let's check out our MCP. So where I left off with this, let's see, CD random name MCP. Okay, so if we come over here to where's cursor? So I've already got it configured here in cursor, and we're getting no tools and no prompts. And oh yeah, so here's our config. It's supposed to run this, and if uh, I run this, right? So if we bring back our thing, was it UV run random name MCP? What? Oh, if I spell it right. Dumb. So it no error is good error. The way this works is it's just like a JSON based procedure call where you plop in JSON and get JSON back out via the command line, and it would appear to work when I test it, and my automated tests work, and my end-to-end tests work, but obviously it doesn't work. So this is where we left off last night, and let's see if we can come up with a game plan on fixing it. So last night I was working on it with Claude. Let's see if our good friend GPT-5 Max Mode can bring it home for us. First, I think we should perhaps save some changes. There's some files here that I wasn't expecting. And I was definitely exhausted last night, so tell them what I was doing. Yeah, good with all that. With that, I tell you, one of the things that made it absolutely out of control awesome about AI and all of this is just being able to click there and it making a commit message that's already per the conventional commits standard, and then boom, commit. I don't have to use that brain power to try to come up with a commit So, um, I could write a agent whose entire purpose is to do the naming thing, but you gotta understand is that every time the agent runs, it loses all history of itself. So if I've got multiple agents that call the naming agent, that's two instantiations of the agent that'll still be stepping on top of each other. And then I'm just chewing up more tokens, which cost money. The idea here is this is a fairly simple thing that you could write a Python application to do, right? This is almost like a Hello World school level application, right? Like pick a random word from this database of words. Um, so let's look at some files here. Give it. So one of the things you see here, I've got all of this stuff. So that's not the right place. I don't know why it's in the reports folder. I think that was just something got funny. There we go. Take a look at the reports full and docs folders. The MCP server appears to work when via CLI, but cursor shows reports. No server. No, wait. What does it say? No tools or prompts. Yep. And then I'll give it my thing here. Current config. It's there in the top there. Take a look at cursor. I did not spell that. Logs. Consider. Oh, so another thing, this thing, so ChatGPT 5, you don't pick what kind of model you want. You give it some keywords, and one of those things is like think deeply or think hard. Think hard about this. And gather much info about the problem to solve. Maybe that. Think about this. Also, research online with others at the same problem. Yeah, boy. Jungle Jim Dad. Oh, I'm showing the wrong window. There we go. I will say this is one of the more interesting, but the I guess when I used to do this, it was always being very active. I was always reading or coding, reading or coding, reading or coding, or maybe watching a video or something about what I want to do to code. And now, oh, good lord, now I spend a lot of time sort of say sitting back in my chair, but it's a little less involved. And what's nice about that is that it gives you sort of the bandwidth to stop and ponder things, um, and maybe even contemplate a different problem or a different way to do it while this is running down a rabbit hole going this way. You can sit back and think about, well, if that doesn't work out, what's the next step? Or let's think about the bigger picture, or write some documentation or do some research on your own. Whereas before, it was all just so manual and labor intensive that, sometimes felt like couldn't see the forest for the trees, if you will. Oh, wow. The world's in HD now. Oh, yeah. Uh, I think that one of the most one of the most valuable things that you can use AI for is to just, you know, have a folder full of documents, just unstructured, just folder of 1,000 documents. Say, go look through these documents and give me a report on X, Y, and Z. And it just works. It just goes out there and it churches through it while you eat some ice cream and files being edited by another chat. What other chat? So it's adding. It is using Hugger. Okay, it is. Yeah, yeah. You're right about the API documentation. That is definitely the jam. Um, it is. Uh, One thing that has been interesting is like when I watch it do stuff is that sometimes it'll call commands that I've never heard of, and it spawns me to go like rip grep, a powerful and fast command line utility designed for recursively searching directories for lines matching a regular expression pattern. It is often considered a modern alternative to traditional tools like grep. Do I have that installed? Stop this. RG. I don't even have that installed. Sudo just for search. Okay, RG is not enough unique string. Rip grep. Look at that. Huh. So, but my point is, like, it's gotten me to like try new tools, new utilities and stuff. And I mean, I used this for hours last night, and it never want. I've been using this for weeks now, but it it's never once wanted to use RG before. Okay. But ultimately, last night, the issue came down to everything looks like it should work, but then it just doesn't. And there was no errors in the logs, no indication whatsoever about what could possibly be wrong. Yep. Yeah, I definitely think so. It definitely takes most of your engineering out of the day to day, and more so, it almost turns everyone into like architects and managers. Uh, I feel like I should read this a little more thoroughly. Okay. Let's check. Okay. Okay. Think. I think I'll do that. So here's an important thing that I've learned about this sort of thing is to immediately say when it's got a lot of output like that, like it's done a lot of research or investigatory work, um, to save this and mark down in the reports folder. Be very detailed, both search results and proposed plan of action. Kind of gives options, so let's do that. So there's a concept known as context windows, and um, when you fill up the context window, it's basically like when you get overwhelmed with information, and you gotta like brain dump something out so you can think about something new. And so, uh, what you can do here is tell it, write down what you've come up with so far into this markdown file, and then uh, send it home. I want to say fire it, but like tell it's done for the day. Say goodbye, and fire up a new one. Tell it to consider what's in this report and make its own course of action. And that kind of keeps it from just losing its mind over so much information and just getting lost in the details, lost in the noise. It's funny when I give it what I think is a fairly straightforward command, like, "Hey, take that report, save it." It'll get really like, "Oh, I gotta think about that." 211 line file. wants to take action so bad. Wants to take action so bad. Just not oh, see right there it says 13%. So we're getting low on our token capacity for this conversation. So what I'm going to say is reset content. Actually, so sent that guy home. Never responded anyway. Consider the report about the server and own itemized step by step and action. Start the process of bugging slash solving so that cursor ain't very hard. So this is so VS Code is an open source project, but it's kind of like Chrome and Chromium. So the thing that you get from Microsoft is Microsoft skin on top of code. This takes that open source project and uses it to make Cursor. And so Cursor is just a custom version of code that is very geared towards AI development. Its power is in its basically its fancy autocomplete. So like see here, I can do Control L to chat or Control K to generate. And so as you're writing code, which it's funny, the more I use this, the less I actually do that and do most of my work in the chat. But when I first started, yeah, it was very very heavy in like the autocomplete style of things where I'm writing code, but I'm just kind of letting it fill in either words or functions or but now it's just sit back and relax. Yeah, you know what? I'm down with that. Um okay, I need to tell it something. Okay. Always use UV for Python commands. Never use system. The task seems large, but that's okay. The tool indicates if commands runs like a pager, byte cat. Okay. See, McCave, Sarah Jones. works when it's tested. Yeah, it's pretty groovy because it's all just like baked in and very very well integrated. Now, to be fair, the oh oh my heart just skipped. Oh, did you just say PHP? I didn't know people still did that. Oh oh oh. Next you're gonna say Django or not Django, Drupal or something. Yeah. This is something I really like. Every now and then, they'd be like, "Hey, should I remember this just in general?" I'm like, "Yep." Uh, okay. Huh? Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. I think Automatic's Cold Dead Hands, WordPress never going away. Never. Never ever. I saw that there was some controversy between some third party hoster and what is it, Automatic or whatever the name of the company is that actually runs my WordPress. Oh, module not found here. Okay. Oh, so you know what? Let me just while we're letting this cook, let me show you uh, kind of what I mean. So, no, let me get my notepad out here. Oops. So, all I'm gonna do is while that percolates, bring it over here so you can see. agents. Good. Right. So use 3 Python Pro and 3 Python Dev, as well as 6. Oh, let's see, that would already be 6. 3 more, 3 other agents to research why our MCP server is not working with yes, sir. Reports that there are no tools or prompts available with the following config. Copy. Be sure to check out cursor logs as well as logs. Consider searching online or similar. What else could I say? Think hardest on this and have each agent save their reports. Markdown file in the reports folder. Then take that report and have three specialized agents review those 339 original reports. Finally, take the 9 original reports and the reviews and compile a comprehensive report on what the problems may be and what we should do to solve them. code. All Python Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. It should be possible. It's just it should be in 2 stages. Okay. Boom. So I'm going to take this back over here to my terminal. And we should... Boom. So what it's going to do here is spin up 9 instances of this. Do a bunch of research. Spin up 3 more instances, review that research, and then finally take all of that together and make a comprehensive report. Now, I picked the Python Pro, which is an agent that I found online, and the 3 Python devs, which is the agents that I wrote, and then I have a whole library of other agents that I just kind of... Oh, hey, Dr. Daniel. Oh, yes, I do need to call you. I don't know if you heard my talk at the beginning of all this, but shortly after we last talked, work let loose with this whole AI thing, and I have been absolutely fully swamped trying to get caught up and learn all this stuff, and it's been hard. It's been very, very hard. Okay, so there we go. Yes. So all of these guys. So it's basically I just got a bunch of guys sitting around in a room, around the tables, doing their own thing, finding out information, doing research. Every now and then it's going to ask me, can I do this? Can I do that? But She's so needy. No. I really have to. So this is very frustrating. There's something about all of this where it's on multiple occasions really, really wanted to change the Python version. And it's very frustrating. did. Like this, if this thing randomly changes that on me. Is this not in the Claude file? I'd explain why it's having difficulty. So you create these Claude files, and the Claude files basically give the thing sort of automated instructions for Claude code. Cursor has its own thing elsewhere. VS Code has its own thing elsewhere. So it can be a little frustrating because you're like, did I do this for this project or that for that project? You need Claude code, you need Cursor, you need your Copilot. What is this guy trying to tell me? Okay, updated. Maybe it'll just work. Put it down. I was thinking about it a moment ago. It'll think. The Patrick Portland is watching? My goodness. I can't believe it. Alright, where was I on Claude Code? Okay. Yes, I want to. Yeah. It's at the top. Ah, I gotta start again. Oh, oh, oh! Wait. I think I saved it to the file. Yeah. Looks like GPT beat Claude Code to the punch. Not surprised, honestly. GPT-5's pretty awesome. Forking. Take a look at the logs and tell me if you see good things. Also, good. Try to use the service. Uh, no, not rolling. I want this. Oh, Rusty Stewart's there now. Everyone's here just vibing with me tonight. Okay, all right, okay. Is that a good thing? Man, we're just over here having computers program computers. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, all right. Ooh. Well, I don't invoke it. You invoke it. Use random name CP2. Right? I would invoke it. You would invoke it. Man, listen. I'll be straight up with you. The last few weeks, I realized that if I didn't like fully embrace this AI thing, that I was gonna quickly end up like a blacksmith at a NASCAR race. Might have a use for him somehow. But it is also kind of scary. It sometimes this thing will just randomly up and do stuff that you did not want it to do, you did not intend it to do. You gotta be careful and make sure things are kind of segmented and saved and roll things back. 'Cause sometimes you'll get one of these agents spin up and I don't know, it's like it's drunk or something. I haven't checked the chat on the other platforms in a while. Oh yeah, that guy came by again and spammed. No, on YouTube, so Facebook, where it's at. By the way, you can catch this on the Twitches, the YouTubes, and the elsewheres. Because I'm big and famous like that. What's this thing doing now? It's there. Just use it. Okay. Let's let's just I think it's confused. I think we need to send it home. All right. New employee. That's how you fire an agent nowadays. Thanks for stopping by, Rusty. No, 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 no. Stop. From inside. Cursor. Just like you would call any other MCP. I want you to use random name CP to create a random name. Fun part next is gonna try to be figuring out how to get this Docker over. It's already 5:30. My goodness. Oh, this was going for an hour. That was like 4 hours ago. No. Okay. All right. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to open an entirely different project that isn't this project. Oh, door? Glory, hallelujah. It works. I've probably been working for a while. I just was getting confused because it was telling it to call the thing from inside the thing, and yeah. Okay. You know what? Let's fire this guy and start over. Tool works as expected. When ran, when configured the way it is right now in mcp.json. I want to make this more fully. So let's get it working. Docker. The other use of it. Now that's a little bit less detail than I usually like to provide, but I just want to give it a shot. See if it'll just figure it out for me. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, let's check in what we got, because it does work. What is it? Yeah. Star.dv. All right. All right, come on. I got all jobs. Push. Solve. Oh. I don't know why there would be something. Hey, okay. Cool. All right. Like you're doing a good job there, buddy. Sorry to interrupt you. already live. I don't want to go live. I don't know what's going on. I can't find the. I'm live management page. Okay. There we go. What did we come up with? Uh, Update. View not of first data. Find drop. Oh, so that's and this, that. That should be okay. Switch back to other. No, doesn't work. Okay, so still something. So let's put fog level back in there. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay. I feel like we're so close. So we've got it working in Python. So we know it works. We know we can use it. We know we can do things. Now we just got to get it working in Docker so that, other people can use it. And it's not even so much that like other people can use it. It's that I can it's that I can install it on my other computers. Because that's what I really want to use it. I want to be able to, whether it be my laptop, my desktop, my other laptop, my other laptop. What it's doing. Taking so long. Alright. Let's kill that. That's been sitting there for way too long. It's so close. So close. So close. But I did get it working. It was working. It's just not working in the format I needed it in. So now I know that the underlying Python code is working, but I need it wrapped, packaged in a Docker container for reuse. So now we're just trying to debug why it's not working in a Docker container. But I know now that it's Python is good. Are we stuck in another infinite loop here? I don't think it's doing it. Hey, it's only been. Okay, maybe it has been 5. You know I don't do time. Why does it keep doing that? Alright. Alright, we're gonna fire this guy. Sorry. There's your chance. I have no idea what I just approved. I hate it when I go to click on something and the screen changes and I click on something else without meaning to. Okay. Hmm. Oh, I see. I see. I know why it's confused. I understand now. Be an issue with the Docker with running CP via a doctor. Logs, other data sources. Okay. Maybe that'll give it what it needs. I guess we could get Claude looking at it too. Oh, 39 9 agent. It's not with cursor. Run as a Python. Python version. B. My favorite lady friend on the Facebooks. All right, we have 11 AI agents trying to troubleshoot this problem. I have thrown the entirety of the book at the problem. on, AI, don't fail me now. All right. All right. Network engineers have finished their research. Oh, we're searching Stack Overflow. I need this working. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog. ChatGPT to the rescue. Okay, so I don't want any of this. At this point, we've solved it, but I'm curious what the clods are going to come up with. Uh, Jessica? No, it's Carrie. I think we're off to the races. Do one final check. It knows. It does. It knows. It works. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Dirk, 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 dirk. No tag release. hot minute. Well, boys and girls, we've done it. We've got our 2 issues for the things that we know we need to fix in the future, but we have ourselves a working tool. Oh gosh, it only took me 8 hours to write a simple MCP, but man, really the friends we made along the way, right? I now feel like I know a lot more about the MCP protocol than I ever cared to know about. I know a lot less than I would have in the past doing it manually, but I still know a lot more than I did 2 days ago. So that's cool. I've also got a lot more experience with writing agents and dealing with agents. I got an opportunity to side by side compare GPT-5 Max with a gaggle of Claude agents attempting to solve the same problem head to head, and both last night and today, ChatGPT 5, it smoked it. In fact, uh, it didn't get it right. I tried to fix it, but it didn't come up with the right answer. So there you go. I love me some Claude Code. I think it's wonderful. It does good work, but head to head, GPT-5 unfortunately beats it. So I don't know if I'll be streaming again anytime this week, but be sure to hit those subscribes. Maybe we'll do some more vibe coding next weekend. We'll see if you are interested in learning about this, because I'm telling you, anybody now can do this. Anybody can code. You can write a game. You can write a tool, what have you. You may not be able to write a big enterprise application that's going to be guaranteed to work and not fail under load, but if you just need a little widget to do a thing or a little automation to do something for you, give it a shot. Fire it up. See what happens. Play with it. Until next time, thanks for coming.